Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm still Laura, and in our last video we had planted some new plant babies from seeds, and it's been about a week and they are ready to transplant. So I thought I would share a video with you guys on how to transplant seeds. Let's get started. So these guys may look familiar. These are our zucchini plants from the last video. We know that we are ready to transplant them because, as you see here, we got the roots sticking all out of that growing medium pod. So this peat pod doesn't have a whole lot of nutrition for the plants, and they've used up most of what was in the seed, so it's time to transplant. So the first thing we want to do to get them ready is add a little warm water to the tray and just let them soak up that warm water for a couple of minutes. This will help protect the roots from drying out during planting. Then take whatever kind of tray you want to transplant your pot into, maybe like 4 inches deep. And now we are ready for our potting mix. So before we get into that, let's talk for a second about preparing our potting mix. So you can use mix that you use outside, but there might be bacteria or possibly bugs in it depending on how long it's been outside, and we want to take care of that so it doesn't harm our babies. So go ahead and take your soil and moisten it just a little bit. Then place your lid on and leave one side open for ventilation. If you don't have a lid for your container, you can go ahead and just use saran wrap and poke some holes. But place that in your microwave and heat it for about 30 seconds per pound just to get the dirt, nice and warm to kill any bacteria that's in there. When it's all done, take it out of the microwave and remove the lid and let that cool down until it's room temperature, maybe just a little bit warmer, so that we don't hurt our plant babies by using too hot of soil. But once that's nice and cooled down, you can go ahead and take your potting mix and put just a little bit down at the bottom of your container. We don't need a whole lot here, maybe just like a third of the way up the container, maybe even just a quarter. And now it's time to get our plant baby ready to transplant. So these peat pods, they do have this little mesh on the outside, and according to the instructions, you can leave it on. However, I've found in the past that this can sometimes restrict the root growth, and then I've had kind of stunted growth on my plants because of it. I've even dug them up afterwards and found entire pods intact after a growing season. So I recommend removing the mesh from the pod. And you want to be careful here because you don't want to damage your roots. Your plants are still really delicate. So go ahead and, if you need to, use a toothpick and kind of help work some of the roots free. Now, you're going to break some of them. That's unavoidable. But just be careful, work slowly, and try and help the roots out as much as you can. Once the mesh is removed, go ahead and pop your pod in the pot and then cover it with a little bit more of your potting mix. Now just go ahead and tamp down lightly on the mix here, but don't pack it too tight or the roots won't have anywhere to go, so just a little love tap. Once all of your pots have been transplanted, go ahead and reward your plant babies for a job well done with a nice drink of water. This is going to do 2 things. It's going to go ahead and compact your dirt a little bit further, and then also remove any air bubbles that might be left around your root system so that they don't dry out. Now all that's left to do is transfer your label onto your plant baby's new home and then move them into a warm, moist place where you'll check on them at least once a day to make sure they're getting enough light and staying moist, and you'll do that until their second set of leaves form. This set of leaves is distinctly different from the starter leaves that you see here and looks much closer to like the adult plant leaves, and that's how you'll know they're ready to transfer outside. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me while I play with my plant babies today. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, go ahead and let me know by leaving a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share your love by sharing this video on Facebook and Twitter, and also hit that subscribe button for more videos every week. I will see you guys next week, and until then, goodbye!